Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Corn Chips, which is a 1951 animated short starring Donald Duck versus Chip and Dale. Yeah, this is as usual. Even though it's supposed to be like focus on Donald Duck, he's technically the villain in this versus Chip and Dale, who don't want his corn chips. He doesn't have corn chips. He has popcorn. Why was this not named popcorn? I have no idea. I didn't dig any further like I normally. Well, I don't normally. Sometimes I do. Just he's out snubbling. He's out snubbling. He's out shoveling snow, and he tricks the chipmunks into shoveling for him. They get mad. Work's done. He goes inside and decides to make some popcorn, and they are enamored by this idea of popcorn. Oh, let's have some of that, and they try to steal it from him. So definitely, they're the bad guys. I don't know if there's any bad guys. It's a conflict, and so it's a battle for the popcorn. No corn chips. I was saying yesterday how it, the concept of like Doritos was created in Disneyland, or was it Fritos? Doritos. It was Doritos, because they wanted to find a way to use the leftover corn chips that they had sitting around in the restaurant, and they sort of just put spices on them and whatever and sold them, and that became eventually Doritos. If I'm wrong and it's actually Fritos, and you just tell me in the comments. But yeah, there's really not much else I can tell you about this other than hey, this you can see the difference in the quality of animation between obviously the 1930s, which we saw one just a couple days ago, and the 1950s. The quality just changes dramatically. There's so much more motion and I don't know charisma in the characters. I think when you see them in 1951 as compared to 1934, still stuff is beautiful from back in 1934, but especially when you're not dealing with trying to rotoscope human characters to try to animate them, like they did with Snow White or Alice in Wonderland. This when you have Donald versus Chipmunks, hey, you get a whole lot more dynamic action out of them, and it's fun. Even though it's about not corn chips, it's about popcorn. So anyway, yeah, like I say every time I see one of these shorts, uh, it's time. If you haven't heard me say it before, it's time for you to go watch all the classics, because Disney Plus would not exist if it wasn't for these classic animated shorts that helped us fall in love with these characters and create the iconography, and everything else, the characters and everything else that built Disneyland and built the wonderful world of Disney and the mega corporation it is today. So yeah, it's this is just another one of those classics that Disney hasn't put every single one of their classics yet. I think there's missing a bunch of Oswald the Lucky Rabbit ones, but that might be wrapped up in some sort of universal rights. I'm not sure. Some people out there know more than I do. I would think that's a lot of people. Anyway, yeah, it's time. Pick a nice rainy fall day and just go through them all and see what the history of Disney is like. If you can, maybe go through them by year and see how it evolves. It'd be kind of neat. I think I might do that one of these days. Anyway, speaking of animation, we have some tales that we're going to watch tomorrow, but it's not classic Disney. It is the latest Star Wars series to come from Lucasfilm. It is Tales of the Jedi. Not exactly based on the Dark Horse comics that were brought out in the 90s called Tales of the Jedi, which is fantastic. If you can find some of those, they are not canon, but there are some great fun stories about the history of the Jedi throughout the centuries and millennia. But this, we get a series, I think, of 6 episodes over the next 6 weeks that will tell the tales, lost tales of Ahsoka Tano and Count Dooku, who, if you know well enough, Count Dooku used to be a Jedi who trained Qui-Gon Jinn. So I'm going to tell you all about that tomorrow after I watch it. I haven't watched any of it yet, of course. It's midnight. It'll be showing up. And I'll be watching it then. And then I'll tell you all about it. So, all right. Well, unless I decide to just sleep in and watch it tomorrow, like in the afternoon. We'll see. I don't know. One way or the other, you're going to get Tales of the Jedi, Star Wars Tales of the Jedi, next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you then, and may the corn chips be with you.